KSI and Deji. Who is the better boxer? If you haven't seen it already, I've already did a comparison video between the Paul brothers, Logan Paul and Jake Paul. I said who I thought what the better boxer was and why. If you haven't already, feel free to go check that video out. I will leave it in the description down below. But on to the main topic of this video, KSI, Deji, who I think the better boxer is. Here's the funny thing about this comparison. It's actually very, very similar to Logan Paul and Jake Paul. So just like the other video, it all boils down to the main question. It could be short and sweet, short and simple. Who do I think would win a fight if they fought right now? My answer would be KSI. However, I do not think KSI is necessarily the better boxer. Very similar to Jake Paul, KSI relies on that right hand. And hey, it served him well. He's knocked guys down, knocked guys out. That right hand has served him well, but just like it has served Jake Paul well. But also very similar, I think they rely on it a little bit too much. As you can see from his past fights, he has more of an awkward style now with that little karate thing that he decides to do. I'm not sure why he decides to do it and why he doesn't switch up a little bit and do something else, but it's what he's comfortable with. And at the end of the day, this is fighting. This isn't pro fighting where we're watching the best fighters in the world fight each other. This is the influencer boxing scene. So it's fine. Just mix it up. We don't got to see the same thing over and over and over again. He decided to mix things up, change it up, and it's worked for him well thus far up until the Tommy Fury fight. So I can't really blame him for using it. It's what's working. But of course, his main weapon is that right hand. And of the two between KSI and Deji, I think KSI is definitely more gifted in that he has punching power. I think Deji lacks a little bit. Deji is similar to Logan Paul. He's the more polished boxer, the better boxer in my opinion, but he lacks that knockout, deadly punching power. Whereas KSI and Jake Paul have knocked people unconscious with their right hands. It is a little bit tough in comparing the two though because of KSI's style. Whereas Logan and Jake, they have much more similar styles. They go for the traditional boxing, but with KSI doing the karate thing and Deji going into the traditional boxing type of style, it is a little bit tough. I do think Deji is honestly the better boxer. I think he has way more skills. He has way more combinations that he actually throws. As KSI has said himself, Deji has always been the much more athletic guy in everything that they've done, and it shows in boxing as well. Deji unloads really, really nice combinations, really crisp. He has pretty good defense. He doesn't get hit with much. The only thing with Deji is in that Swarms fight, he was getting a little bit too overzealous, letting his hands go a little too much without bringing him all the way back. And he was getting caught in between combination, which he needs to watch out for, especially if he's going to go in a fight with someone like Bryce Hall or a bigger guy who might carry a little bit more power in his hands. You want to, bring those hands back. You can let your hands go a little bit, but hop out for a second, then hop back in, let some combinations fly, do the same, cut an angle, slip, roll, still stay on your P's and Q's a little bit. You don't want to just stand there and start throwing your hands because, a counter's coming and you need to always expect a counter to be coming. So I think that's Deji's major big flaw. He got lucky in a fight against Swarms where Swarms didn't look too good. So Deji was able to easily eat those shots and then get right back to work. But without a doubt, Deji is the more polished boxer. He does have a lot more skill, a lot more technique, better footwork. I think overall, all around, I think the only thing KSI really has above him is the power. Well, not just the power, but also I think the heart, the determination, the will, the hunger, the drive to win, and the drive to work hard and bust your ass and earn the victory. Whereas Deji, as he has shown in the past, he's just doing boxing for fun, and he even says it himself, he's doing this sport for fun. So I don't think he's taking it as seriously as KSI is, but I think the main difference between Deji and someone like Logan Paul is that I think Deji really is into this sport. He doesn't need to do this. I think he actually is into the sport. I think it's just his work ethic isn't where it should be, and it's nowhere near the level of KSI's, which is how you're able to see the difference in the success KSI has had over his boxing career and where Deji has fallen off big time and then slowly gone up. But then you saw signs of it again in the Floyd Mayweather fight where Deji was super hesitant. You know what I mean? They had the right game plan, I thought. I think David Perales put a perfect game plan into effect where they were going to be patient, let Floyd do his thing. And then towards the later round, towards the last round, just surprise him, unload on him with big heavy shots and just swarm him. He wouldn't have been expecting it at all. And I think they had a really good chance of catching him and doing that if Deji didn't fight so scared. And I don't know why he fought so scared against Floyd Mayweather, because I understand it's Floyd Mayweather. It might be intimidating, but the guy isn't known for his crazy knockout power. Floyd Mayweather isn't going to knock you dead. He's going to hit you with a barrage of combinations that might hurt you, daze you a little bit, may drop you, but you'll be able to get back up. But he's not going to knock you dead. And with Deji being the naturally bigger guy, you should be able to take these shots, come forward, and take the fight to him at least in one of those rounds. Surprise Floyd with a big shot, maybe a big flurry, big combination. And there you go. Now everyone's talking about that being the big moment of the fight. He did give Floyd that little shiner, which is all that people are able to really talk about. But I think if Deji really had that heart and that hunger and that drive that KSI has, I think Deji would have done a lot better in that Floyd Mayweather fight. He just fought a little bit too scared, in my opinion. Here's the weird thing. Normally when you fight scared, that's when you have your best chances of fighting. Someone like Teddy Atlas always talks about how that fear should be used to fuel you and drive you to stay aware. It helps you in the fight. Having fear helps you. Someone like Mike Tyson used to cry in the locker room before his fights. So that fear does help you. But for some reason, instead of going out there and fighting a hard fight, Deji chose to shut down. But like I said, overall, who do I think the better boxer is? By far, I think it's Deji. But like I said, you can have skills, you can have talent, all that stuff, but that means nothing going up against someone who has heart, drive, and works extremely hard. Hard work beats talent 10 times out of 10. So bust your ass, work hard, and you see it between the two. Deji has the talent, but the hard work ethic goes to KSI, and you can see the difference in the success each guy has had. But still, I haven't seen Deji fight in a while, so I would like to see him in there again because I want to see the improvements. He ended up beating Swarms, and Swarms has fought, like 2 or 3 times after that fight. Deji hasn't even fought yet. So I look forward to seeing him back in the ring to get a better evaluation on his skill set. And then maybe some things will change. Who knows? Because he's been out for a while. There is a such thing as ring rust. I know a lot of people may not believe in it, but I strongly believe there is a such thing as ring rust. So I look forward to seeing him get back in there, seeing if he's improved and how he's improved. Of course, feel free to let me know in the comment section your opinion. Who do you think is the better boxer? And who would you like to see Deji fight next? I know there's been a few names out there people have been throwing out there. It seems like Bryce Hall is the front runner that people want to see. But I also saw that the fight just hasn't really materialized or anything like that. So not sure who his opponent is going to be. So let me know in the comments, who do you think or who you would want it to be? But as always, of course, you guys, thank you so much for the support. And I'll catch you in the next video.